Howdy ho, movers and shakers, and welcome to Holistic Movement with me, episode 46, I believe. And in today's episode, we're going to release the muscles of the face and the bones as well. And then we're going to do some scalene release. These are the major front muscles and side muscles that connect our head, our rib cage to our head to our neck, because they hold a lot of tension. Then we're going to do a scalene stretch based upon Zoga. And then we're going to do some upward and downward dog to help traction the head and neck after all that release. So let's start with the face. So if you want to pause the video in a second, go grab some water. Or if you want to grab some shea butter, raw shea butter. I don't like those chemicals. Or any kind of moisturizer, but not too slippery. We don't want oil because we do want a little bit of friction when we release our face. So we're going to have our hands. I'm going to scoot up a little bit so you can get a close-up of my face and all my zits and all my old man wrinkles. And I'm going to have my fingers like this. I'm going to start right here in the center of my forehead. Now I can use these 3 fingers right here, the first 3 if I want. And I'm going to try to keep my head forward, not let it dip forward like that. You see how it's kind of dipping? I'm not in a really good angle of that camera. I want to try to keep my head straight, because if we dip our head forward, that means we're going to put tension on the back of the neck, which kind of defeats the purpose of this and other exercises. So I'm going to place a little bit of shea butter right here. And I'm going to work medially from the center, the median axis of our spine, and I'm going to go outward. Now I'm right above the eyebrows here, so a little Cro-Magnon crease there. And I'm trying to exert as much pressure as I comfortably can. And whenever we do a manual release, anytime that you feel a spot is really stuck, like for example, here's a stuck spot on me, I'm going to stay there. And let's say this is about a 6 on the pain scale, a scale out of 1 to 10. I'm going to stop there and try to take the 6, bring the 6 down to a 5, and then a 4, and then a 3. And I may have to stay here for a while. If you feel that some spots are not quickly dissipating, which a lot of spots can't, what's happening is our impatience actually adds to the tension. So instead of being in a hurry, can you slow down? And maybe you need to pause the video and spend 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes on one spot. Wow, that's a spot. So later, after this is done, I'm going to go back to that spot. And I'm going to go all the way to this temple here, the temporalis bone. And then I'm going to keep going. Can you see how I'm following both sides above my ear? And I'm following it all the way. Let me turn around to the back of my head. Yep. Ooh, I like that one a lot. I'm going to stop there, pause, and feel that, and let that integrate. Let my nervous system welcome that new release. We're going to go one more time. I'm going to go a little bit quicker. I'm going to talk you through it. I just want to be at a better angle for this camera, be in the center of the frame. But again, remember those 3 fingers. I'm going to try to keep my head. We're going to get, as my teachers and anatomy trainers used to say, we get the mad professor. Like, try to get out of the mad professor zone. And you can use the 3 fingers, or you can use your index and middle finger there. And I'm going way too fast for filming purposes, because I'm trying to keep episodes between 20 and 30 minutes. Ideally, I would spend the first 10 minutes just on this, and which we probably will. So yeah, and then I just follow it around the sides, and then the back of the head. Yep, let that integrate. Okay, now you have a choice. You can go right below the eyebrows there. Same kind of principle, but we're going to skip that one and we're going to go right. Let me scoot up for this camera. Right here. Hopefully it's not too dark there. And this is called the zygomatic arch. Right above it, actually. So it's where the eyes, the bones of the eyes go into. And then it's kind of fitting. Halloween just passed. I look like a ghoul. And then again, I meet the temporal bone and my head just dipped forward. So now I'm trying to sit straight. And then I follow this. Again, I'm not going to turn right above the ears and then go around. Let's do that one more time. But I'm integrating here. I'm relaxing here. And then again, I'm on the bony ridge there. There's so many mechanoreceptors, the fancy word for receptors, that sense what we're doing and feeling. So it's really good to release the edges of bones, or the ridges, the ramus, or rami, as they call them. Let that integrate. Okay, now right below the nose there, I'm going to move the mic just a little bit. Sorry, I'm brushing the mic there. I'm going to bring that up. Hopefully that won't mess with the sound. And then right below the nose. And this may muffle the sound, sorry. And then do you see that indentation? See that? Feel that right there? Oh, woo, that's a doozy. And you can just stay on that point right in there. And hang out there and kind of let your head just drop into it. Wow, that's a point. I could stay there for 10 minutes. And then I'm going to follow my cheekbones here and meet my masseter. So the masseter is the strongest muscle in the body per square inch. And so I'm showing you from this angle. It's right below the zygomatic arch there. And you can just hang out here and release the masseter. But you can also follow it right below the ear. I'm trying to lean back there. And then I follow it all the way to my occiput, the base of the skull. I follow it all the way around. Yeah, what a good one. Relax there for a tick. Sorry for the sniffle. I'm the sniffle master. And then we're going to go again. So right below the nose. I'm just using my index finger mainly for sound, so you'll be able to hear me, but you can use both fingers. And then we just follow that line. Meet the masseter there. And you can also, if you want, take a side route there, and just both sides, you're going to go down both masseters here. And these muscles hold a shit ton of tension. Or you don't want to take that route, you can follow it under the ears and then follow it around to the base of the skull, right there. Yep. Oh yeah. Close the eyes, relax there. And then we're going to go below the bottom lip, right here. And again, I'm preventing myself from dipping my head forward. And I'm going along the gums, the bottom teeth there. Following that. The bottom of the masseter. And then following that around the bottom of the ears as well, leading to the occiput there, the occipitals there, the muscles that connect to your eyes. Yeah. Let's rest there for a tick. We'll go one more time, and then we're going to take a rest. Okay, so right below the bottom lip, fingers again, in that position we started out with. Tucking the chin under just a little bit. You can do this anywhere, folks. At the office, waiting in line, somewhere. While you're in bed is the easiest one before you go to bed. Following that around to the occipitals here to help release the base of the neck and all the muscles that connect all the way down to the bottom of the feet. All right, let's lie on our backs. And let's rest here. Oh, yeah. Now, can you let your face just fall into your cranium? Can you let your face melt? Let's bend our right knees. Bring your left arm next to your left ear. Roll yourself over to your left-hand side. We're going to come up and sit, and I'm going to come closer to the camera so you can see my scalenes here. So I purposely changed shirts so you can kind of see my collarbones here. So the next release is a scalene release, and maybe you're thinking, scabies? I don't have scabies. The scalenes, there are three of them. There's the anterior, middle, and posterior. I'll try to put a picture there. These are the main muscles that connect your cervical spine to your rib cage. They have a large influence about bringing your head forward, maintaining this bowling ball that we have for a head, and keeping it stable. But the majority of people, the left side is tighter than the right. That's because it's a right-handed world, and we lean our heads to the right, mouses, cars, things like that. And so the nervous system, to stabilize the head, will tighten the left side of our neck. So let's release that, and we're going to release the left side. Got my trusty shea butter here. I'm going to back up just a little bit, and you can use water too. So I'm using my right hand to release the area right above my collarbones. This is where the anterior and middle scalenes and posterior ones insert and are the origin. Insertion, origin, same, but different. And I'm going to, you might want to cut your fingernails too, but you can use the pads of your fingers. And I'm going to place my right hand there. And then I'm going to give the muscles some slack by tilting my head to my left. I'm going to close my eyes so I can feel them better. And I'm trying not to lean forward. I'm not trying to get that mad scientist in there. And wow, that's really gooky. And and I'm just holding that and I'm breathing into it. Now, if you want, we call this a pin and stretch. And I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to tilt my head to the right, and that's going to stretch. Woo! Now, if you start to feel dizzy or tingling in your fingertips, cease and persist. Did I just say cease and persist? Cease. And come back, regroup, because you're impinging upon the brachial plexus. These are the web of nerves that start in your neck and go all the way down to your fingertips. Maybe you're pressing too hard. Also, your carotid artery is there, so you want to be careful. That's the major blood supply to your brain. So if you start to feel dizzy and pass out, after you wake up, come on back. Hi, you're back. And you don't have to impinge so hard or press down so hard. Then I'm going to skip over that really tough part, and after this is done, I'm going to go back into it more. And then, ooh, yeah, I'm just touching in. You probably feel it too. I can also get creative and do a Stevie Wonder or Ray Charles imitation, whoever. If you prefer Ray or Stevie, both did this. Ooh. And then, yep, oh, there's a point. So I'm holding it right there and I'm tilting my head to the left. And then I bring the head back to the right just to stretch it. Yeah, wow. Okay. Ideally, what I would do is lie down on my back, but since I'm sitting right here, I'm just going to rest here, sitting. And then let's do the right, my left hand. So right above the collarbones, and then you're getting your left hand in there, exploring around, feeling, not pressing too hard at the beginning. And then when you find a spot, stay there. Let's say it's an 8, and then you're going to stay there and try to relax your shoulders and neck. Remember, you're staying as still as possible because the quieter and stiller, Ben Stiller, you are, the more the nervous system realizes it's safe and it's going to release. But if you move or are impatient or move your fingers back and forth, it feels unsafe, like you want to move, and it will tighten even more. That's why breathing slowly, especially on the inhale and exhale, is extremely important. Now, get this, the scalenes are responsible for the first 5% of inhalation. So right when you start the inhale, the first 5% of it is the scalenes raising the lungs up. So the transition, when you finish that exhale, and then you inhale again, make it really slow, and then the lungs can relax, and then these muscles can relax. Yeah, and then I'm right near where the collarbones start. That's the sternoclavicular joint. Oh, and it's really stuck right there. So now I'm Stevie Wondering it. My Shelly Amor, pretty little. That was not my favorite of Stevie's. Yeah. Woo. And I'm giving it some slack, and I'm just going to hang out there. Hold it. Breathe into it. Relaxing my left arm too, because when we press so hard with the hand that's releasing it, it's creating tension as well. So how can I use sufficient amount of pressure, but also at the same time relax the arm that's giving it pressure? That's the trick, and this is going to take time. Okay, releasing that. And then if you want to go back into the left, I welcome you to. I'm going to lie on my back. I'm going to let this integrate. I welcome you to do the same. Wow. So not only is my face melting, but now my neck is melting. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let this fall. Let's bend our right knees. Bring your left arm next to your left ear. Roll on over to your left-hand side. Come on up. And high up there, I'm going to grab a roller and 2 pillows. You don't have to have a roller, but I would recommend grabbing 2 pillows. They don't have to be this small. You can grab some blankets. You can grab, like I've told you a few times before, grab a small animal. You know, they appreciate the love. And I'm going to place both pillows on my left here. And if you notice the wardrobe change, the last segment will be butt thong, so get ready. 2 pillows. I'm going to lie on my side here. I'm placing the left side of my rib cage here. My left arm is straight. Okay, so I'll show you from this angle. You can see it like that. All right. But I'll show you from a few angles. And we've done this one before, but if you haven't seen that one, here we go. Both legs, the upper legs, are in line with my chest here. So there's one straight line right here. Hopefully you can see it this angle, like that. I'm trying to create this line right here and not letting my head dip forward. I'm going to let my head drop. That way, I can get a pull on the scalenes that we just released. And then my right arm is on the right side of my body. I'm going to let this head fall. Let my jaw relax, let my tongue relax, and then this right shoulder, I'm going to push it away, and that way it's going to pull on the attachment and origin of the scalene muscles and stretch them. And then I'm going to breathe into that area. So with my eyes closed, I'm setting my breath and moving the scalene attachment, the first and second rib, and then dropping that shoulder. So why don't we develop a rhythm here? I'm going to scoot up a little bit higher so I can get a kind of a bigger drop there. So when I inhale, that shoulder goes down. Exhale, letting the head drop. Inhale, pushing the shoulder down. Exhale, letting the head drop. Wow, that's a huge stretch. Inhale, let the shoulder go away. Exhale, let the head drop. Now, if you want, you can turn the chin down towards the floor and then raise the chin up, and you get the anterior scalenes here, the front ones. Then bring the chin back to the center, do the same. Then you can also bring the chin up and then get the posterior scalenes, or tuck the chin under a little bit more. There's no right position. Just play with the position of the head to get different stretches on the 3 different scalenes. That's all we're doing. We're not going to complicate it by bringing the arm up, but if you want to, you can bring that arm up. You can also bring the right leg forward. You can bring the left leg forward, but maybe that's next episode. We're just going to keep it simple here, just to let the head drop. Now, if this is too painful for you, you're starting to get a headache, stop. Now, when you're done, we're going to roll onto our backs, and watch this. I'm going to place my back on the pillow here, the pillows, and then snap, crackle, pop. I'm going to cup my head with my hands here and get some extension of the spine while we're here. So, you know, one of my favorite lines, eh? It's a twofer, eh? For all you Canadians out there, you know? I'm going to have some pasta afterward, you know? Okay, now I'm going to roll over again, and I'm going to come on up. I'm going to switch to the other side. And now I'm going to move my mic. You don't have a mic, so you don't have to worry about that. And then I'm going to bring my right rib cage onto those pillows and let this right arm out, bring it to the side, and align my upper thighs with my chest and my pelvis. Let my head drop down to the right, and then I feel the pull on my left scalene muscles. And then this left shoulder just drops away. I should say actively pushes downward. And then I'm letting the head drop on the exhale. So I inhale, push the shoulder away, the left shoulder away. Exhale, let the head drop. Now, I have a little bit of trepidation on this side because my left is so much tighter than my right. And yours is probably too, but mine more so because I'm a lefty, I'm a southpaw. And so it's even tighter. And then I can drop the chin down. Let the head drop even more. Relax the jaw. Let the jaw drop. Breathe into that. And I'm just experimenting with the positions of my head. I can rotate a little bit. Bring it back to center. Bring the chin up. Really slow movements. These are extremely taut muscles. They're very strong too, so we have to be really slow and careful. This is a highly sensitive area for most people. When I go into people's necks in this area, a lot of people freak out at the beginning because no one's ever touched them that deeply here in the neck. I know there was a bad joke coming, but There's some deep muscles of the body that are extremely vulnerable and sensitive. And so we want to err really on the side of caution and with safety and love, basically. Love. If you want, you can bring that left leg forward, try it again, or bring the right leg forward, try it again. You can open up this left arm, but again, maybe that's next episode. Okay, I'm going to slowly lie on my back and place the pillows on my, right below the shoulder blades, and cup my head with my hands and come into extension and let my sternum push upward to help with the rib cage. And tell my brain that my rib cage is there from the back. Breathe into your sternum. Now, if you want to just let the head drop, you can, but my pillows are too high, so it's kind of too much for the base of my skull and the back of my neck, so that's why I'm cupping my head with my hands. If you want to let the hands go, if your pillows are not too high, try it. And then I'm going to roll to my left-hand side. I'm going to take these pillows away. Let's rest. And then I would recommend take way longer. We only rest between positions. I don't know if you've ever counted for about 10 seconds. You can take way longer because these scalenes, wow. As I said again, they are super strong and mighty powerful. So give extra time to the strong and powerful. There was another bad joke coming, but I'm not going to go there. Bend your right knee, bring your left arm next to your left ear, push yourself over to your left-hand side. Come on up. And after releasing the neck so much, I thought we would traction it, but at the same time do some extension and flexion. So we're going to do upward dog and downward dog. So we're going to come up into the downward dog first, and we're going to curl the toes under. My hands are a little bit wider than my shoulders, fingertips separate as much as I can so I can distribute weight. And I'm going to connect my pinkies to my lats. So see if you can push your pinkies down and then bring your arms into, let me turn this way so you can kind of see it here. And you're going to turn your arms into a little bit of external rotation without moving the hands. Hopefully you can see my hands there. I'm going to back up there so you can see it. And so it's kind of like how gymnasts kind of plug in and create that force closure when they're doing push-ups or other kind of amazing things that gymnasts do. So I'm going to keep the knees bent. I'm going to engage my abdominal region, and from my abdominal region, I'm lifting my body up like this. Now, when we get into this position, most people think, I got to bring my shoulders down as much as I can. Nope, I don't want you to mess up your shoulders. But if you feel like you're rounding your back, then bend your knees. And that way, your spine can be a little bit straighter. And if you want to do a little bit of, with your pelvis, do a little bit of posterior tilt, anterior tilt. Can you see me do that? While I'm in this position, then I'm going to try to straighten the legs. But if you feel you can't straighten the legs, don't. My legs are not completely straight. But I'm going to just hang out here and let my head fall and let it traction. And yes, I know you're disappointed. You waited till the end to see if I was in a butt thong. Sorry. We're going to inhale. I'm going to come on down with my belly button, keeping my legs straight, pushing my heels back, and then exhale, open my chest up, keeping my quads tight and my butt tight. Then I'm going to suck in my belly on the inhale, and then exhale, push down. That's one. Let's do about 10 of these. We're going to inhale down, exhale, push the heels back, tighten the butt and the quads, open that chest up, relax the face, and then from the belly button, inhale up, and then exhale, push down. That's two. Let's inhale, come down. Exhale, open that chest up. Butt cheeks raising up with the abdominal region. And then exhale, come down. right here, meaning let the head traction again. That's 3. We're going to inhale. Open that chest up, tighten the quads and the butt. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Inhale, come down. Exhale, open that chest up. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Is that 4 or 5? Damn it. Inhale, come down. Exhale, open that chest up. Inhale up. Exhale. Let's say that's 5. So we're halfway through. I know my math is bad. Inhale, come down. Exhale, open that chest up. Inhale up. Exhale, that's 6. Inhale down. Exhale, keep those quads tight. Inhale up. Exhale, that's 7. Inhale, come down. Open that chest up, push those heels back, tighten the quads and the butt. And then exhale. I forgot to say inhale. Is that 8? Inhale, come down. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, that's 9. We got 1 more to go. Inhale down. Exhale, open that chest. Inhale up. Exhale. That's 10. Let's drop one knee, then the other. And then we're going to lie on our backs. And we're going to rest. We're all done, folks. And feel free to review back, release that face and those neck muscles, the scalenes. It's surprising, actually, kind of shocking how much tension we hold in our faces and our neck. Okay, so let's let our whole body now drop and fall into the floor. Keep falling. See you next week.